Hi there and welcome to my review of Claire's Camera. Claire's Camera is the latest film by Korean author Sang Soo. It's basically what you would expect from a film by Sang Soo. So it was his third film released this year, I believe. It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. It's basically, the plot is similar to the other movies. There's a film director and there's someone who works at a film distribution company and they have a relationship and stuff goes wrong and then I meet a character about Isabel who pair and then they talk and they have these trivial little differences and arguments and things, and that's it, right? It's what you expect from a Sang Soo movie. It's about, you've got people who are involved in film, you've got nothing but like conversation, but shots last for a while, just talking, they drink a lot, they're at a film festival, it's all of that. So it's pretty standard for him, but that is by no means a bad thing. Because one of the things that's immediately obvious about Sang Soo's movies, they're genuinely great. In many ways, I've compared him before to Yellow Ozu as a director, because they both have this thing where they focus on very sort of middle class, perhaps you might call bourgeois problems or artist problems. All they do is they focus on trivial issues and they just have long scenes where the camera will just stay still. It might move occasionally in Sang Soo's case, but he basically just keeps the camera still, does a couple of zooms, that's basically all he does. And they just talk. And it turns out, someone's cheated on somebody. And this tiny little argument is made into a massive deal throughout the film. Even if it isn't made into a massive deal by the characters, it will be the source of conflict in the film. And that will be, therefore, a big deal because it will be the only source of conflict in that film, in some ways. That's kind of what Sang Soo deals with a lot. And his films are all about that sort of thing. Claire's Camera is the standard sort of thing from him. Once again, it's about a film director who has an affair with someone played by Min-hee, which is similar to a film like Right Now, Wrong Then, also by Sang Soo. You're going, dude, like this famous scandal you're involved in with Min-hee. You pretty much put it in your movies. Isabel who pairs in this movie, which is another great thing because she's a great actress. She was also in Another Country by Sang Soo as well, so she's worked with him before. So she's in this film and she's obviously great. She plays Claire. Minhee, who is one of the finest actresses in the world, almost certainly the finest actress to come out of Korea in the last few years. She was excellent in The Handmaiden. She's been consistently excellent in movies by Sang Soo. She's great, as always, as you'd expect. The two big things that separate this apart from some of his other films. The first is the setting, which is, he's not set in Korea this time, he's in France. Specifically, he filmed this at the Cannes Film Festival the year before the Cannes Film Festival that he premiered the film at. The other thing that I found it a lot funnier than a lot of Sang Soo movies. People in my screening were laughing. I thought it was funny. I thought it was definitely funnier than some of his other films. If you don't know much about the director, I think he makes very sort of poetic and playful and sort of simple cinema. He doesn't really mess around. He will just have people talking about their problems and talking to each other, and sometimes they'll be lying to each other, tell the truth, and you just sort of watch and you sort of observe these issues that are everyday life issues about these people who generally in his films are pretty privileged. They aren't working class, but it's just very nice and relaxing to watch these people dealing with trivial issues, but those trivial issues really matter to them, or maybe they don't matter to them, and so it matters to you as an audience that it doesn't matter to them. So he ends up with this sort of various levels of caring, and he's simple and he's playful, and that's kind of how he makes his films. If you've seen some of his previous movies, he likes to split them up. Right Now, Wrong Then, which is probably his most acclaimed movie, or certainly one of his best known movies, is the same story told twice. The first hour is repeated. The only difference is a slight few differences at the beginning of the second hour, and so the repeated story sort of changes more towards the end because, like a butterfly effect, But he likes it. So Claire's Camera is just one story, but that's the sort of thing he does. He just doesn't play by the rules of cinema. Claire's Camera doesn't really either. It is just people talking in broken English about trivial conversations and what the characters do and where they go. They're not necessarily predictable, but they're kind of human. They're kind of what people do, and there's nothing to it which is significantly deep. But at the same time, that's kind of the beauty of it, is that he's just showing life and he's just showing people actually act like. And people are a bit more pretentious in his films, and there's a bit of artistic merit to how they act, and they are generally artsy people. So he certainly plays with that a lot, and that's sort of what makes it enjoyable. But Claire's Camera is top tier Sang Soo. It's not my favourite Sang Soo, it's not my least favourite Sang Soo. It's what I'd expect from him. I would expect no less. He basically does what he normally does, just in a different setting, and Kim Min-hee's in it, which is pretty standard at this point. He casts her in a lot of his recent films, and she's always great. I don't really have much to say. I mean, what is there to say? He's just a great director doing great work, and that's kind of what it is. So, in lieu of me actually having stuff to say, I'm going to finish off this review with a shot of soju, because I feel like that's the only way to finish off a review of a Sang Soo movie. And, you know, I've really been getting into soju lately, actually. What was I saying? So, overall, I think Claire's Camera, it's fun, it's playful, it's poetic, it's joyful, it's nice, it's simple. It's not revelatory, it doesn't change how you see the world, but it's a nice time, and that's what his cinema is. His cinema is comfort food, and it's short. It's 1 hour 10 minutes. Claire's Camera, I'd say, is pretty easily a great film, and strongly recommended. If you're a Sang Soo fan, obviously a must see. If you're not a Sang Soo fan, I think there's better films to start with. I think there's more films that are more interesting and more like his usual style. If you want to start with them, something like Right Now, Wrong Then. I mean, that's kind of not necessarily typical either, but something like that is probably a better film. Guess I'll have my shot now. Cheers. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you want to hear me talking about more stuff, please subscribe. I'll post more reviews. Thanks for watching. If you want to keep up with my movie opinions, then you can follow me on Letterboxd or Twitter, links below. And Claire's Camera, it's a great film.